Hey, you know what day it is? It is get a 6.0 built for Brad's truck day. We've had it outside for a few days. This is it right here. I gotta get my 6.0 block off of the stand. This is going to the machine shop today. We're finally getting the sleeve redone in it. Got a local guy that's going to do it for me. Get that chip out the bottom of that one. We'll re-sleeve this side, deck the block and everything for me. So let's get that one on there. We gotta pull the heads. We're going to do lifters. We got this Brian Tooley cam right here, valve springs. This is push rods and everything. We'll get this put in the motor. We'll get the mount set on it, get it set into the truck. So yeah, you know, just I'll show clips along the way as we're doing things, you know, get the cam out and all that. But just get this one torn the rest of the way down, get it in the back of my truck. That way I can get it to the machine shop at lunchtime today and hopefully have it back in a few weeks. And then it'll go in the Sierra. There wasn't much left to take out of it, but it is completely stripped now. Frank, what we doing?
I'm taking this 6.0, get fixed, so it can go on the Sierra, hopefully. That'd be awesome.
That'd be beautiful. 6.0 liter. We're gonna deck the surface like I said. It's gonna get a new cam. I'll have him check the cam bearings because I mean this one's down to the copper, so it's time for all new those and re-sleeve. I'll probably have a couple $100 in it, but again, I got nothing in the block. This was I kept the core from a customer. Because it come in locked up. The place that we dealt with didn't need the core back, so we kept it and we decided to do a build with it. And it's gonna work. And we're still waiting on that K for Frank over there.
Listen. If you didn't see the video, we actually have a video of us pulling the pistons out. And it was rough, man. It was all scarred up and stuff, so, you know.
Check it out on the page.
Check it out, YouTube. It's actually, going over the 6.0, I want to say his name of the video. Check it out, man. You'll see what we're talking about.
Checking over the 6.0 that we're putting in my dad's truck, which is really my truck, but it's hard to not call it his truck. But now we're about to get Brad's 6.0 on this stand and make the magic happen.
In that truck. Right there.
That beautiful 96.
Beautiful 96. Mentos. Well, we'll get back with you. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. If you are watching, if you're not watching, shame on you. Shame on you for not watching. But if you are, thank you. We appreciate it.
Oh yeah, all the new subscribers, welcome to the channel. You know, we love it. Frank said we hit a milestone of 1,000 subscribers. He'll shave the sides of his head and rock the mullet. So let's push to 1,000. See if Frank can rock that mullet for, you know, however long he likes it, you know. And then I'll do the same thing. I'll keep letting it grow. I'll do the mullet. I'll even what's that called? You get the, not the perm, but we'll make it curly, you know. I'll white boy it up.
Listen, we need 500 subscribers for Cletus and Cars. That way David can grow a mullet. We'll put him in some jorts and some New Balance while he does the burnout in the competition. That would be awesome. Let's get those subscribers up. Like you said. They getting it. Live action, people. Live action. See that hair? That hair don't care. Wrong plug. I plugged it in the wrong plug.
That's alright. No, that's in the right plug. Just unplug that the wall.
Oh.
This thing's been sitting in a junkyard for a while, I think. Was another vehicle that they had, Denali, I think, another Yukon. What's nothing wrong with it? It's just that.
That'll be the truck that's going in right there. Just trying to get you a better view of it.
Alright, heads are off. That didn't take too long. About 20 seconds for you guys. Looks pretty good on the inside. I mean, it's, like I said, it's been sitting in the truck at the junkyard. But get these lifters out. We're putting new lifters in it. We'll clean all this up. I gotta get these mounts changed over to the mount brackets to fit the old style Silverado. Get this compressor off. We got an AC bracket that works with the pancake style compressor that's on it. Uses a Corvette tensioner and some kind of belt. So I got the timing cover off, get the crank pulley off, flip it over. I'm gonna do a oil pan gasket, rear cover seal, front timing cover. Just, you know, freshen it up while I'm here because there's no better time than now. But yeah, I'll do another little time lapse, probably getting the water pump and timing cover off, you know. But I am pushing forward on this, trying to get it going for him this week. I hope he'll be happy with it. So yeah, here we go. Alright, you guys see in the time lapse, got heads off, I got the timing cover off. The crank pulley bolt gave me a little bit of trouble, but the old Milwaukee M18 fuel, they got it. Probably the best purchase I've done this year, or last year. You see, Milwaukee, we love you. Low torque, mid torque, big boy, I call it bone crusher. And I got a Sawzall and other stuff, you know. But so everything looks really, really good. Cam bearings appear to be in pretty great shape. So I'm going to pull these dowels, get the head surface cleaned. I'm going to get the cam lubed up and thrown in there real quick. Got lifters coming from O'Reilly's. Just going to, you know, get new OEM those things. We're going to lube that up real quick. Get these, like I said, get these mounts off. I think I'm going to do away with this oil cooler, Brad. You don't really want this because it's just, they cause problems. I should have a block off on the oil pan up there on the shelf. If you guys can see it way over there. But yeah, let's get this thing going. Put the cam in, get it out the box. Brian Tooley, we're representing you. I recommended this to Brad because it sounds good in Glenn's Z01. So we're going to see how it sounds in the old Chevy. That's it. Cam's installed. Timing chain looked good. All the gears and stuff look fine, so there's really no reason to replace it right now. So I'm just going to get the rest of this cleaned up, and you know, that's boring stuff, so I'm not going to film any of it. And get the head surface good, and you know, waiting for the lifters to get here so I can let them soak in some oil, get them pumped up, and then we got the Brian Tooley push rods, and I got valve springs I got to put in the heads once I get them cleaned up and get them back from the shop. But yeah, a little progress. I'll get this video out, you know, pretty soon. Just a small update. I hope to have this thing done by the end of the week, like I said. But this is just part of the build. You know, we're not going into the block, or apart from changing the oil pan gasket, it's not getting bearings or anything like that because the motor didn't have hardly any miles on it at all. This is just a small, you know, cam, valve springs, and then the Holley Terminator X. That's it, which it came in yesterday, thank goodness. So this will be about my, I don't know, 10th, no, maybe 7th or 10th, I don't know, install on a Holley Terminator Max. And I love the setup, but I'll walk through the process of that as well for anyone that might be interested, because it's fairly simple. And then yeah, you'll see what I do, you know. But I'll get back in a little bit. All right, try to make this quick because there's music going on in the background. Maybe I can talk loud enough to drown it out. But got the heads back on, they're torqued, timing cover, cams, all that. I had to Healy coil a couple of the bolts for the exhaust manifold because they were not, but they broke off at the head flush. So it was this on this side and this one and this one. I had to go real oversized with this, but it worked just fine. About to air charge the cylinders and get the valve springs put on, then the valve covers, push rods. We got Texas or Brian Tooley racing push rods, and then it'll be ready to sit down in the truck. Alright, I'm showing Frank to just show you guys while I'm at it. You got a compression tester hose here, it goes to the spark plug hole, right? So you compress it with air. This is a trick flow. This is for LSA head, but I'm working on the LS head, and it works. The part number is like TFS B9037B. Just put your bolt it to where the rocker assembly usually goes. Then you got this second part right here. Run it down so you're comfortable. See, the valves are being pressed by the air pressure. So I'm doing valve springs, retainers, and valve stills. This motor that got the cam put in. So whenever you just run it down like this, you can use your fingers. I'm using a magnet because it's easier. Just grab your old retainers. We got new ones here in this box. Throw them in your scrap box. Ah, bam. All right. And this is the simplest way to do it. You can do this in the vehicle too on everything that I know of, Chevy related. It might not be the easiest thing, but we bought this when Glenn did the cam to his Z01. So he got this in to pull his motor out or none of the other crazy crap. You know, to pull the heads off. Didn't take him long. Again, this is, you know, on the right one for the head. Both of these are bolt down. I only got one right there. There's the old one. And then you just reverse the process with the new ones. We're going back with a dual valve spring from Brian Tooley for Brad stuff. So I got to change the valve stills to clear these because it's not a honeycomb style or a beehive style is what they call it. And then bottom of the, whatever that was. But yeah, almost finished up with this, and then we can get the intake set back on it, and it's going back in the truck. And we should have that done this afternoon and spend some time wiring it tomorrow, and Brad will have his truck back probably before this video comes out.
Listen, sir, if you're watching this right now, I'm gonna need you to hit that like button. I'm gonna need you to hit that share button. And then, I'm gonna need you to tell your friends about it. Please do. Dave, tell them.
Yeah, like, share, subscribe, you know, support the little guy. We're trying to be the medium guy. Alright, so we got the motor all put back together. Mounts and everything. See the brackets right here. Comes with a mount. We got a mount to the truck if I want to use that. I think I can use the stock one. But she's ready to go. I can sit her in like this, do a throttle body, plumb, ground it and everything like that later. And yeah, we're close. So stay tuned for the next episode and you'll see us drop this thing in and get that guy all wired up. Frank's out here being defeated, but it happens like this. Frank, what's wrong with you?
Bad day. It's been a bad day, man.
Sometimes it's like that in the Automasters. But you know, making progress over here. He's trying to make progress over there. But yeah, I see my boys crying. Y'all like and share this video. Subscribe, you know, consider it. Alright, thanks for watching. Alright, and we're back. It is the next day. I got this kind of set over in here last night before I left. I gotta swap the motor mount brackets because I put them on the wrong side, but that's okay. They weren't labeled, so I wasn't sure. I guess I could have took a better shot. But let's see if you can see here. It's got to go down a lot, but you can see where the mount bracket is versus where the motor mount is. Way off. So I got to swap sides on those. Sit this down in there. Get the tranny bolted up. I'll probably do another quick time lapse of just messing around with it and getting it sit down there where it needs to be. But I hope to have this thing changed out. I gotta, once I sit this down there and bolt it up, then I can get the tank out, put a high pressure fuel pump in it that's still low pressure, and get the Holley system thrown on there, and then plumb it, wire it in. Pretty simple, straightforward. I'll show you guys the steps on doing that. It's just a few wires, some constant powers, and then a few triggers. You know, I'm gonna run the fuel pump wire from the Holley to trigger the factory pump. I'll just wire it into the relay box that's on it. Then get the compressor put on there. You gotta order a tensioner. It's like the belt tensioner is for a Corvette, and then the belt is a certain number. I gotta look it back up, but that way you can, it'll work that pancake style with, you know, the LS accessories, and it'll work. Everything worked like it's supposed to. All the factory wiring is still there, and I'm gonna tuck most of the harness out of the way and just use what I need, which would be like alternator, trigger, and then the volts gauge will work on the dash, and then the AC command will be hooked up. Run his power steering lines to the LS pump, because then it'll work like it's supposed to. It's all very, very simple. I've done a handful of these to these trucks already. I've done a couple to a C10. The Holley install, I've done plenty of those. Like, to this point, like, I should be sponsored by Holley, it seems like, because I'm always pushing their product to the customers or friends. And I got a race car at the home shop that's got 454 that Glenn built, and my buddy David with the white C10, he's the one that picked it up. And I'm still trying to get it worked out for him, because we had to do some weird stuff with the 454 to make it work on the LS operating system, because it was on a 0411 computer on a harness Glenn made, but it was limited. I mean, this thing's got a 117 precision turbo on the front of it, and it just, we were going to reach the tunability point with the computer, so we had to put the Holley on there, and it doesn't like the crank sensor, it doesn't like the cam sensor that's in that motor, so I got to figure out a way to make those read like they're supposed to, and have it going. But I'll show that too. It's sitting right next to Nolan's S13 in the barn. I don't know if you guys seen it in the video of the S13, but I'll try to get some footage of it. But yeah, so I'll start this time lapse. We'll get this thing going. We'll make sure you know, I get as much footage as I can, you know, so everybody can enjoy. All right. Alright, I stopped the time lapse and I put it up in the air. That's because I just had to finagle that thing a little bit. Frank, we get it in there?
Got it in there.
Alright, he's doing a little service work to an enclave. But this is its final resting spot. And this thing does have a body lift on it, so it looks awful small down in there, but I just realized I gotta pull the EGR off. That's where the AC compressor is gonna sit. So I gotta block off the intake, block that off on the manifold. Not a problem. But it is bolted in, trans is bolted up. Everything fits good. And we'll get to the wiring here in a little bit once I plumb it up. But small update, you know, just trying to get you there. This way, you know, this is mainly documentation for Brad, but of course to put it out there, look, we're doing stuff. We're doing things.
Welcome back, builders. Here at Build One More, we have us a 1996 or 7 Chevy Silverado. It's getting a 6 slow, but the 6 slow is no longer slow because it's getting a Big Daddy cam.
Big Daddy cam. All right, stay tuned. Let you guys see, this is the AC bracket. I use a Corvette tensioner that'll go here, but it's all real nice billet. It says chaff on it. I don't know what that means. I hadn't seen it before. I've used this kit a couple times, but go your alignment dowels and, you know, your bolts to go through the compressor and things like that, nuts, the washers, all things you need to make this work. I ended up having to pull this EGR off because it wasn't clear. We just got a 1 3/8 expandable freeze plug in here to block this intake off until he goes for aftermarket if he wants to. I got the fuel lines cut. I got to hook them up, get the throttle body on. The heater hoses are already plumbed. Just, you know, giving little small updates. I'm just working instead of focusing on the camera. I need to get this done this week. But she's sitting in there where she's supposed to go. Looks really good. Then they have, oh.
Check it out, Holmes. It's chrome, Holmes. Look, it's chrome, Holmes. It's chrome, Holmes. It's chrome.
Yeah, Hefe is crazy, man.
It's crazy, Holmes. It's gonna be chrome.
Oh, yeah.
Chrome on top of chrome.
It's gonna be chopping though. Alright, let's get back to work. Alright, last update of the day. We got everything plumbed. I gotta lay the harness on there, spark plugs and wires, and I'll be cranking it up. Oh, change the fuel pump. But radiator's in, all the, you know, power steering stuff, it's done. Frank's getting his head whooped by everything he touches. There's the boss man, lurking. But yeah, we are getting close. I'm gonna have this thing done. It's Thursday now. I'll have this truck done tomorrow and driving and get it back to him by the weekend. It's gonna be fun. But that's the update. It says thank you for our order. $100 wine voucher, anybody? Got about $1,000 worth of those. Get us to Glenn's kids. Here's some bubbles to be popped, big ones. And see the floor is disgusting. When it rains, it sweats. That's what we're dealing with. A lot of rain. Here is the best thing for it. Says it causes cancer, but I think everything does nowadays. I'm shaking you guys around. Hold on. Very disorganized here. Wow, there she is, the Holly. This is the Terminator Max X, or the Terminator X Max to the backwards training control. It is not drive-by-wire. Screens, harnesses, main computer's in there. Power for the computer. Inputs and outputs. Wideband and injector leads. Beautiful. All right. We got all this put on here in the morning, and weld the exhaust up. I better crank this thing up tomorrow.